Good evening, everybody, and hello from Luxor in Egypt. I am here just admiring the Temple of Luxor. Not the Luxor in Las Vegas, obviously, but we are just here to see the temple lit up at night. And in fact, if you look across the street, behind the trees here, you can see that's the Valley of the Kings, essentially. That's the Temple of Hatshepsut, which we took you to earlier today. So if I zoom in, let's see, there you go. That's the Temple of Hatshepsut, the one that's kind of lit up in the distance there. The city of Luxor is actually kind of nicely developed. They have these nice walkways. No, thank you. No, la shukran. So over here, we have people always want to offer you something around here. But you can see this is one gate, and there's a long road that goes down here that faces the Karnak Temple, which we're going to go and see tomorrow. So I just thought maybe you'd like to walk down the street with me and get a little bit better view of this beautiful temple. So as Hoda mentioned today, this temple was built during the reign of Hatshepsut. So this puts this temple back to 3,000 years ago, more than 3,000 years ago, which is more than a little bit incredible when you think about it. So they light this up at night, and people can come and pay to go inside the ruins at night. It's one of the only ones that's lit up at night for a visit. Now, a lot of them have these funny light shows, and actually we're going to see a beautiful one down in Abu Simbel. But just for being lit up and allowing people to wander around and actually have a visit, this is the only one that does it at night. Now, one of the things I wanted you to notice just architecturally that is unique about Egyptian architecture is I know you've seen plenty of columns that look a little bit like this, but the difference between this and what the Greeks and Romans do is look at the capitals. See how they're kind of fans at the top? A different style is this tulip style. Do you see how the top of it has this interesting shape like a tulip? So these are things that are unique to Egyptian temples, but remember, this is way before the Greeks, way before the Romans. So ancient Greeks, let's say, Socrates, this would have been ancient history to him. This would have been something so far in the past. So it's kind of all about perspective, isn't it? What's ancient and what's not. There's an obelisk here you can see. The obelisk was always a devotional item that was devoted to the sun god Ra. It's basically like, you can think of it as a sunbeam that's trying to stretch to the heavens. They're doing work even in the middle of the night. So lots of works here to make Luxor a more beautiful destination for travelers. They've really done a nice job. Now, along the boardwalk here, you can see there's boats that are tethered up to the side of the Nile. And those boats, a lot of them are these river cruise boats, like what I'm going to be doing. We just checked in today to our river boat cruise. So, look how beautiful those are. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, you can't think of these as just sandstone or just kind of this beige color. They would have been painted. We've, of course, lost all the painting because they were natural pigments that faded over time. But if you can imagine, these would have been incredibly technicolor. Everything in Egypt, in ancient Egypt, would have been bright colors. So this is just a huge complex, though, because it's this temple, the road that goes down to that gate and then passes and continues on to Karnak. And also the Hatshepsut temple was connected on the same axis. You can see a lot of, like what we saw today at the Hatshepsut temple, you can see a lot of these things that are carved into the side. And lots of security. They are very, very concerned about security here, so they take very good care of the travelers. Now, I know a lot of people might say that coming to Egypt is a little dangerous or risky or something like this, I have found nothing but welcoming people that have made me feel very, very safe. We do have, as I've mentioned, a guard with us at all times as a tour group. As an individual, you wouldn't have to have that. And if you just do kind of the major sites, it's really pretty well set up. And I have never felt unsafe here. It's chaotic, absolutely. Like, I'll show you. This is the sidewalk that I'm walking on. You know, nice to see you. Thank you. Yes. So even if it is chaos and it's not always tidy, what they have things here that no place else does. I mean, you're not going to find 3,000-year-old temples just anywhere. So it's worth it. It's worth a little bit of a risk. Maybe it's putting you out of your comfort zone to come to an underdeveloped country. But also just remember, your tourism dollars really make a difference in places like Egypt. This is their number 2 industry. Something of course I learned from Hoda. Everything I learned from Hoda. The number 1 industry, as it turns out, is the Suez Canal. So tourism is their number 2. And that means, because it's number 2, that this has been a really rough time for them. Not having the income over the past 18 months, 2 years has been really difficult on them. But wow, these sites. And you know, they're doing so much work. They're really trying. They're trying to make things nicer, more friendly to tourists. So, yeah, not quite there yet, as you can see. Oh, this is a bus. Minivan buses are so popular here. They're very funny, but also horse carts, not just for touristic purposes, but also for regular use. So now we're walking into the town, into the heart of Luxor. And there's a market up here. But I just wanted to take a nice lap all the way around this gorgeous, gorgeous temple. Those tulip-shaped columns are kind of special to the Luxor Temple. Some not so enticing looking hotels, but you know. So let's walk just a little bit further and I'll see if I can get you another nice view of the temple complex. You can get ice cream, mobile ice cream stand, mobile water stand. See, I'm just walking around on my own and it's all good. Over here we've got kind of your typical touristy attractions, including a McDonald's. Hello! All right. So today what we've done is we've seen the Valley of the Kings and the Valley of the Queens, which are basically the great highlights of this country. And then tomorrow I'm going to take the group at 4 o'clock in the morning on a ride in a hot air balloon. So the ride in the hot air balloon is a really good value. It's $120 a person, which if you've ever done any kind of hot air ballooning before, you know that's actually a really good price. So it's a nice value. And I'm going to take my most of my group with me. And what we'll do is take a hot air balloon over the Valley of the Kings and Queens. So it should be pretty fun. It was absolutely gorgeous last time. I would say it's maybe only second or almost equal to the best hot air balloon ride, which is in Cappadocia in Turkey. So we'll do that tomorrow. And then we're going to see Karnak tomorrow, which is one of the most incredible temples in all of Egypt. And then we're going to finish our visit by coming back into Luxor and having a little bit of time to wander. And then after that, we're going to get on our boat, and the boat is going to take us down the Nile. So we're sleeping on the boat. We started tonight, just checked in, and it's the same boat I had last time, which is great because I really love the staff. But let's come on over. Whoop. This is the public bus here. See these minivans with the doors that are open, which is very cool. And then here is the complex around the Luxor temples. So over here we have the entrance to the Market of Luxor, and I think I want to go over there and poke around a little bit. So if you want to tag along, let's go poke around in the market a little bit before I have to meet everybody. This is really kind of the heart of Luxor. So you can see the beautiful temple, you can see all the lights. Yeah, anyway, there you go. Okay, so there's a little lap around the Luxor Temple. I think actually I've changed my mind about going to the market. I'm going to save that for tomorrow, and I'll take you along with me when I go then. But Egypt is great. The weather is lovely. It's about 80 degrees out. Maybe it was about 85 today, but perfect weather. And right now it's like room temperature. So November is a wonderful time, by the way, to travel in Egypt. If you're wondering, I would come here between November and March. It's really great. November, by the way, I know Americans don't like traveling in November, but the plane tickets are so inexpensive. So it's a great time to consider coming here. So there you go, Luxor at night. We will be back with you tomorrow, probably from a hot air balloon. So take a look at my Facebook feed. Hopefully I'll have a signal. That's going to be at 6 a.m. Egypt time. So you'll have to figure out when that is for you, but I'll do a live broadcast, I hope, of our hot air balloon voyage. So we'll see you tomorrow.